Hey, hello peeps. So today we have the Star Wars Millennium Falcon by Hogs. Now this is one of the hottest toys that is on sale on the market today, only because, you know, Star Wars Episode 7 recently came out last week, and there's Star Wars toys everywhere. But out of all the toys, and figurines and whatnot, this Hogs Millennium Falcon is one of the top toys that's selling out there on the marketplace, I believe. So, looking at the boxing, I mean, I'll be honest with you, you know, the packaging nowadays on a lot of these toys, it's really exquisite. I mean, I wouldn't honestly want to throw away this box. You know, when I'm not using this, I would actually store it in here, and you know, who knows, 10-20 years from now, this may be worth something, right? So here we have the Millennium Falcon in the box, Exhibit A. And they say this is for 10 years and above, so take note. The back here we have a picture of the Millennium Falcon. So they say here that the propellers are ducted, and there is this LED subspace hyperdrive system. So that's okay, and then dual LED beam lamps. Okay, so nice. So pretty much there's some lights on this thing. And here's the remote control, your standard two joystick control, one for, you know, I guess lift and descent, and then one for orientation and you know, moving around. So let's open this up and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so I've taken off the side here. Oh, nice. So let me just tilt it here so you can see. Right here on the inside, we have a charging cable, and here we have the unit here. What I'm going to do is take it out, just rest it flat. We have some instructions, and we have a pre-flight checklist, and hiding at the back here is the remote control unit, and then we have an empty box. So let me just move the empty box out of the way. I'm going to keep this for later. Here is the remote control. Remote control. Then I have no use for this box anymore, so I'll move that. So we have the remote control, charging cable, the Millennium Falcon, instructions, and a pre-flight checklist. I like this. So let me take this out of here now. Pre-flight checklist. Now let's get the Falcon out of this packaging here. Possible, because we're not in use. As I said, like, you know, 10-20 years from now. Yeah, there are lots of them on the market today, but you know, this could become a collectible, to be honest. Now, this thing weighs nothing. It's just a piece of styrofoam that has been molded, painted into Luke Skywalker's. Actually, is it Luke? Not Luke. I'm such an idiot. Han Solo's Millennium Falcon, right? Even has the little turret there, and you know, not bad. I mean, there's some decent detail in a simple styrofoam design. Even if you look closely, even along the side of the ship, there's all that detail that you would normally see on the real thing. Right? Even the exhaust from the engines, exhaust bay, looks pretty much just like the real thing. And yeah, everything to detail. Even along the top there, you can see the all the markings and whatnot. I honestly would recommend this being a great collectible, because a year from now, you know, until the next installment comes out, number 8, this is really a really good collectible. Anyway, along the top here, there's a little power switch, and then you have your little charging bay right there next to the power switch, and then these are the four motors here, 4 propellers. So pretty much it's a quadcopter in the form of a Millennium Falcon. So just imagine your basic everyday quadcopter, and it just retrofitted the styrofoam Millennium Falcon over it. So that's the Millennium Falcon, and here, as we said, is our charging cable. Okay, so here is the joystick, and we have here the function for lift to go up and down, just to summarize. And then you can actually turn left and right like that. And then I believe this is throttle forward and go backwards, so that will make it do like this and like that. And I believe that this would actually, when you move it like this, it would actually turn it. Anyway, we will verify that once you take off. Here's a power switch. You just press that in and out, and then here you can actually turn on some sound effects. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, there's a little bay here. Just lift that up, and in here we have our special charging plug. That is what you connect into here. You connect that into here because it's a special port for charging. So that would connect into here, and that would connect into here, right, like so. And it would actually charge via the controller. So the controller would obviously have quite a few batteries in it, and I believe it takes 6 AA batteries, and you charge this with it. Now you're going to ask yourself, well, if you can charge this directly from the batteries that are included in the controller, what's this for? Well, you have the option, if you don't want to charge the Millennium Falcon with the batteries, there's a port on the bottom of the controller here for your mini USB connection. You would actually connect this plug into here. Then you can connect the other end into your PC or into any source that has a USB port on it, right? And that would give you that 5-volt DC supply. And then through this, you can then charge. You can then connect this. So you connect your wire. Let me just take this off here for a second. So you connect this into the bottom of the controller here, and you can connect this into your PC to any source that has a USB port to get your 5-volt source. And then you can use the built-in plug that comes out of the bottom of the controller here, and you plug that into your Millennium Falcon there, and it will charge. Now let's look at the instructions. So like a typical guy, I went ahead and did everything without looking at the instructions, but I know I double checked and everything is correct in what I said so far. So we have our little diagram here, and we have an on-off button, on-off switch, yeah, and the charging port that we talked about. And then there's active gyro stabilization. So of course that's what is built into the quadcopter's system setup there. And then there's LED lights. Oh, the LED lights are across. There's an LED light. Oh yeah, right across the top there. So what we're going to do when it turns on, we're going to see them flashing anyway. So that's pretty cool. And then we show you the controls here. So sound trigger that we talked about, power switch, throttle lever up and down, and then we have mute button, so you can actually mute Right, so it's the same thing. You can turn on and off the sound, or you can mute it. And then you have a direction lever. We talked about, oh, there's something called a hyperspace booster along the top, and a sound effects trigger, or hyperspace booster, and then the sound effects trigger. So right here there's a sound effect trigger. So I'm guessing that may, activate the, I'm guessing lasers or whatever, the cannons. We will find out shortly. All right. So I'm looking here at the pre-flight checklist that comes with it, and all it is if you experience any problems, they give you a customer care email address and 1-800 number, and there are some other instructions like please use only new high-grade or non-rechargeable batteries. All others will hinder operation. This product is for indoor use only. Very important. Use it. I mean, something as light as this, yeah, I want this flying indoors. And when charging product from your remote control, ensure product is off and the controller is set to on. Remember that. And you can then visit their website at www.airhogs.com for more information. And it's also there in French as well. That's the pre-flight checklist on a piece of cardboard. Alright, so let's get to the really interesting part. Let's charge this up and fly it. So here we have our Millennium Falcon all fully charged, and we have a full set of batteries brand new inside the controller. We've done our charging, and now flight test. I must turn it on first. That might be a good idea. Okay, so there's an LED. The LEDs are on. Let me quickly show you. So I turn it on, so there's LEDs at the front that are on. And at the back you see the engine. Looks really nice. Look at the bottom, there's that little purple hue there. And at the top you can see it there as well in the back. Okay. First time flying this one. So let's see how good my flying skills are. Not bad for my first attempt. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the demo flight of the Star Wars Millennium Falcon, and these trigger buttons just activate sound effects. So it activates, the hyperdrive sound effect, and this one is just like the laser sound effect. And as you can see, I flew this for the very first time. Let me just mute it. I flew this for the very first time, and it was very easy. You just have to control, when it starts, getting your bearings right. So when it comes to lift, the up and down is for the lift, and then when this actually makes it turn on an axis, and then throttle to actually move it forward and backwards is this one, right? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Hogs Millennium Falcon. It's very easy to fly. It charged in about 5 minutes, and you have 2 charging options. You can charge it via your PC's USB connection. Just use this mini USB port here, and it will charge this. Or you can just use the cable that's built in. The batteries that are built in that are used to power the controller to charge this as well. And then the charging cable is inside here for this. And it's very lightweight, and because of the way it's designed, it's like a polystyrene finish. The motors are nicely nestled inside each of their respective holes there, so it can crash, and it won't really. There's nothing that, all the fragile pieces are safely tucked away in those holes. So it can take some bumps and bruises without breaking. So yeah, definitely a great buy. Easy to charge, easy to fly, and definitely for indoor use only. Now this is for, I believe children 10 and up, but adults can have one of these as well. And you know what, even when you're not using it, it just looks nice, right? Just look good on your desk or in your home office. Okay, so that being said, I'm signing off, and you can get these at Amazon. I have a link at the bottom of this page where you can check them out. And Merry Christmas, guys.